Millions of women around the world are not recognized as legitimate owners of land. Not having land rights limits women's ability to take care of themselves and make decisions for their own lives. With legal reforms and challenging gender norms, we can solve this problem. I'm Gina Alvarado, a senior researcher at Landesa. A woman without land rights is a woman in a very vulnerable position. Having land is linked to the ability of women to survive, particularly in rural areas that depend exclusively on agriculture. If you don't have the rights to access land directly by yourself, you have to do it through a man in your life, your father, your husband, or your brother. It puts women at risk of eviction and at risk of abuse. For example, I've met a wonderful woman called Antonine. Antonine was very happy and she lived in Kisumu, Kenya, but her husband died suddenly. The in-laws took her land and left her homeless. She didn't have any other option but send her kids to relatives and friends. And this is not a case that is rare. This is something that happens to millions of women. But having a legal system that respects women's land rights allows you to have a safety net. Antonine found an organization of lawyers and they went through the Council of Elders to help get her land back. And she could get her children back. She had shelter, she had food, and more importantly, she could do whatever she wanted in that land. At Landesa, we've been working for over 30 years to improve the policies that allow people to access land. We have worked with governments as diverse as India, China, and Vietnam to change the existing land laws in order to make a space for the recognition of women's land rights. In some cases, something as simple as to convince a government that giving women the right to put their names on the titles together with the name of their husbands can be impactful. But a legal reform is just a first step. What limits women's ability to have land rights is, in reality, social norms that consider women unequal to men. We have to challenge these preconceptions, empower women, and close the gap between the advances of the law and the actuality of executing this law. Imagine a world where women have secure land rights, where they are no longer vulnerable, they can invest in their land and make decisions that will benefit themselves, their families, and their community.